Some wounds don't come from what happened to us, but from what never happened. From the hugs that never came, the words that were never said, the feeling of being seen that never arrived. If you grew up feeling invisible, emotionally distant from your parents, or constantly trying to earn love, this video may feel uncomfortably familiar. And if you're still carrying patterns you can't explain, patterns that follow you into adulthood, stay with me, because the effects of not feeling loved as a child don't disappear with age. They quietly shape who you become. Before we go deeper, if you find this kind of content meaningful, please like this video and subscribe to mine. This channel exists to help you understand the hidden psychological patterns that influence your emotions, relationships, and sense of self. Your support helps us reach people who need this understanding the most. When a child doesn't feel loved, the mind doesn't say, "My parents are emotionally unavailable." It says, "Something must be wrong with me." A child always internalizes the absence of love as a personal failure, and that belief often becomes the foundation of their identity. Even decades later, the adult version of that child may still feel like they have to prove their worth, earn attention, or stay useful to be accepted. One of the most common lifelong effects is a deep fear of emotional abandonment. Even when relationships seem stable, there's an underlying anxiety that it could all disappear. This fear can show up as overthinking texts, needing constant reassurance, or feeling panicked when someone pulls away slightly. The nervous system learned early on that love was unreliable, so it stays alert, even when there's no real danger. Another lasting effect is emotional self-neglect. Many adults who weren't emotionally loved as children struggle to recognize their own needs. They were taught, often silently, that their feelings didn't matter enough to be noticed. As a result, they may minimize their pain, ignore their exhaustion, or feel guilty for needing rest or care. They become very good at surviving, but not very good at nurturing themselves. People who grew up without feeling loved often become hyper-independent. On the surface, this looks like strength. They don't ask for help. They handle everything alone. They pride themselves on not needing anyone. But underneath, this independence is often a defense. Relying on others once felt unsafe, so they learned to rely only on themselves. Unfortunately, this can make intimacy feel threatening later in life. Relationships are especially complex for those who didn't feel loved as children. Some become people pleasers, constantly adjusting themselves to avoid rejection. Others become emotionally distant, keeping walls up so no one can hurt them again. Both patterns come from the same place, a fear of being unloved if they show their true self. Another quiet effect is difficulty trusting positive emotions. Compliments may feel uncomfortable. Love may feel suspicious. Kindness may feel temporary. When love wasn't consistent in childhood, the brain learns not to relax into it. Even good moments are shadowed by the expectation that they won't last. This can make happiness feel fragile or undeserved. Many adults with this background also struggle with a harsh inner voice. That voice often sounds critical, demanding, or never satisfied. It's not random, it's the internalized echo of emotional neglect. When no one validated their feelings or comforted them, the child learned to self-regulate through self-criticism. Over time, that voice became automatic. At Mind Patterns, we often emphasize that understanding your past isn't about blaming your parents. It's about reclaiming yourself. Many parents loved their children in the ways they knew how, but emotional love requires awareness, presence, and attunement. When those are missing, even unintentionally, the impact is real. The good news is that these effects are not permanent. The brain is adaptable. Emotional patterns can be rewritten. The first step is awareness, realizing that your struggles didn't come from weakness, but from unmet emotional needs. That realization alone can be deeply healing. Learning to feel loved as an adult often starts with learning to feel safe. Safe with your emotions, safe with rest, safe with expressing needs without apologizing for them. It may feel unnatural at first. That's normal. You're building something that was never modeled for you. Healthy relationships can also help heal these wounds, but only when combined with self-awareness. Without awareness, old patterns repeat. With awareness, connection becomes corrective. You begin to experience love that doesn't require performance, fear, or self-erasure. As we near the end, I want you to hear this clearly. If you didn't feel loved as a child, it was not because you were unlovable. It was because the people meant to love you didn't know how to show it in the way you needed. That truth matters, and it changes everything. If this video resonated with you, share your thoughts in the comments. You're not alone in this experience. even if it once felt that way. And if you know someone who carries invisible emotional weight from their childhood, consider sharing this video with them. Understanding can be the beginning of healing.